What is up, everybody? We live. We were in the middle of a conversation, and then I jumped live. He was like, "Damn it, I was about to respond." Yeah, we can't talk about that. We have to get that after the show. What's going on, y'all? I know. That's funny. Oh shit! I know I didn't do a show promo this week, honestly, because I have been working so tirelessly in this studio trying to get it to where I want it to be. Y'all can see I added some board and batting behind me on the wall here. So I'm like, we got designs coming. Wait till y'all see the pictures of the ceiling. Like, I put some time and effort into this ceiling. But the whole purpose was, because if you notice, the echo is better.
It is.
So with putting something on the walls and on the ceiling, it helped with the echo. But I couldn't just do... Because even my daughter was like, "Mama, they make those things, you put them on the wall." Yeah, no. And I said, "I don't want that on my wall." Like, no, like I know they make them, but I don't want that on my wall. I want something cute, I can get the same effect and decrease the echo, but yet still be KO.
Yeah. It's nice though.
Thank you.
You've come a long way.
Yeah. Man, my girlfriend Daphne came over the other day, yesterday, because she went to Casa with me. She came over yesterday, and she had, the last time she was here, no floor was down. Like, this section, I hadn't even sheetrock the closet yet or anything. And so when she came in, she was like, "Oh, wow, yeah."
Big baby need attention,
right? But the killer part is, y'all, we're talking about my dog. Tiger just came into the room. He sneaks in like nobody's going to see him. You see how you tiptoe like, "Negro, you 100 pounds, so I'm gonna see you. I don't care if you tiptoeing." But anyway, I hope everybody is having a great Friday. But I will tell you, did you see my topic for tonight that I posted?
You know how often I go.
Okay, so I've had a few things happen this week that has really got me thinking about this. So the topic is, do you listen to respond or react, or do you listen for understanding? Because that's important in communication.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of both. No, I really want to understand. I have to understand before I respond, because if I just listen, I'm not really hearing you. So,
I think that's an honest answer. Because depending on what the subject is, what the topic is that's being discussed, you probably pretty much you set in your thought process on it. And no matter what the other person says, You're not going to change my mind. It is what it is. But if we just listen so that we can react and we can throw out our numbers or our reason why we disagree, we're missing out.
My mind can be changed though. If you have a compelling argument, I can.
If the argument is compelling and the facts are there,
it's got to be fact based though. If it's all emotional based, I'm gonna turn it off.
I can rock with you on that. I'm the same way. You can't come at me with the argument all based on your speculation and how you felt about it. I'm gonna need the facts. But when we act that way, does that put us in what I just said? Are we listening to react, or are we listening for understanding? Because we just dismissed it because the person, in our opinion, is coming from an emotional standpoint. So we're not really listening. We just kind of kick that to the curb.
Yeah.
So.
Dang, that may be something I need to work on.
Yeah, I mean, people don't think about it that way, and I really have been thinking about that because I had a situation with a friend that I really wanted to have a conversation with them about how I felt, but I felt like based on who they were, I couldn't have that conversation because from my perspective, they were the type that listened to respond and react. And no matter what I said, there was no attempt for understanding.
Okay.
And so because we've had that issue in previous things, I felt like, it's one of those, and I say this all the time to people, I've finally gotten to that point in my life where I pick and choose my battles.
You have to.
And I realize that every battle is not meant to be fought.
Yeah.
And so therefore I have to take a step back and say, okay, what do I stand to gain from fighting this battle? What do I stand to lose from fighting this battle? Yeah. And then I pick and choose whether or not that battle is worth my time and my energy to be fought. And so if I feel like you're not listening to me, if you're not listening for understanding, I can't keep fighting that battle.
It's useless.
Exactly.
I get that.
I'm exhausting energy for no reason whatsoever because you're not listening to understand. You're listening to react.
Okay. I get that.
And so I had to make that choice to say, you know what? I'm the benefit of fighting this battle wasn't there for me anymore. And so I had to take a step back. But that's what really got me thinking about this show. Because they didn't understand when I said, because that was the first thing they said was, I wish you could have just, we could have had a conversation about it. And I said, I wish I could have been able to communicate it to you. But I felt like every time I told you how I felt, you told me I was wrong. Because you knew me better than me. How can I fight that?
How do they know you better than you know yourself?
How can you communicate how you're feeling to someone that's telling you no? And the thing about it, and I understand why they felt this way, because we had just had an incident where that was literally said to me. And so for me, from my perspective, I'm going back like, man, this ain't the first time. But from their perspective, I guess they didn't realize, because sometimes people do things and let's be clear. Sometimes people do things that they don't realize that they're doing until somebody brings it to your attention. I most definitely am that way.
I'm that way all the time.
Yes. Yes.
Sure.
Yes. And so in this particular instance, I think that's what it was. I truly believe that they don't understand how they come across and how it goes to, and I talked about this when one of the very first shows. What you think you're putting out to people may not always be how they perceive it.
Majority of the time.
And perception is what's most important.
It is.
Because you can put out whatever you can think you're giving to them all kind of different ways, but how they're perceiving it is the most important thing. But if you don't think, and I used to be there when people used to be like, "Oh my God, I thought you were mean." I'd be like, "Well, why you think I'm mean?" I'm cool. Like, I never got why people would always say, "Dang, I thought you were mean," until I started self-reflecting and I really took a look at myself.
That's because you always walk around mean.
I'm always like this, arms folded, looking over the top of my glasses. You know what I'm saying? I get it now. And so now I have to really be aware of my body language because I don't want people to think that I'm mean. And so I don't think that they realize.
I'm the same way though, because I've been told I look mean when I don't smile. They're like, "What you mad about?" I said, "I'm not mad."
I get that all the time.
So
That irks me so. That irks me so when somebody says, "What you mad about?" And I be like, "I'm not mad." And it was like, "No, something wrong." And I'm like, "You pissing me off because you keep trying to." Yeah, and I'm telling you, I'm not mad.
So I've made a conscious effort to smile a little more, or at least
I do the same thing if I'm in a group. I try to make a conscious effort to not cross my. And it's so funny because I went to look at a venue for my daughter's bridal shower with one of her best friends. And we were in the car on the way because the venue is in Murfreesboro. And I'm over there like this. And she says, "Are you cold?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "It's a conscious." I'm like, I just do that. It's something about, and I always cross my arms. It's like, "No, I'm not cold." It's a habit.
Yeah.
It's a habit I don't know how to break.
I'm doing better.
I'm trying. I'm trying. And that's the thing. Like, once you become aware of these things, then you have to make, in my opinion, well, you don't have to, because you have a choice then. Once you're aware, you have a choice. You're going to do something about it or you're not. You don't care if people think you're mean, then you're not going to do anything about it. If you care, then you're going to make an effort. But I, quite honestly, don't believe that they realize that they're coming across that way.
I can see that.
But I don't feel like they're willing to listen. Because I've noticed, and the other thing that I noticed that made me decide not to fight the battle is, how sometimes, again, do you listen to respond or do you listen to understand? And then we're more of a listen to respond. And I can say one thing, then I'm going to get a list of things that they felt that I did. Even if what I said is a general thing, then I'm going to get a list of stuff. And so I was just like, that's not a battle I want to fight. And I hate that, because if I could, I wish that we could have had a conversation about it. And I felt like I've been able to be heard.
Yeah.
Because the issue, when I say the issue, is something simple. It's so simple. Damn. It's so simple.
Well, why is it always the simple thing?
I don't know.
It's always like that.
I don't know. And it irks me. So that's why I wanted to do this show. So like people can really, let's think about it. When we're listening to what someone else is trying to tell us, especially if we feel like it's something about ourselves, and we're quick to become defensive when we feel like you attacking my character, you trying to tell me something about me. But to me, that's when you really have to listen and think, because you know that person. Like if you came to me and you were like, "KO, I need, we need to have a conversation about this." I don't think you realize that you do that. I'm going to sit down and listen, because to me, I respect what you have to say. I'm like, well, damn, if Rick feel like, let me listen to what
Yeah.
Rick has to say, because I might need to hear this. Whereas somebody else, if I know, girl, you just get on up out of my face. You know what I'm saying? You trying to just tear me down, and I'm not paying you no attention. But I know that you're gonna come at me with no ill will, and what you're saying to me is something you feel like I need to be aware of, as opposed to, oh, you trying to, get at me or whatever. So I mean, you do have to take a step back and look at the person that's giving you the message. But you always got to be open to hearing the message. Yeah. I might not like what you got to say, but I'm always going to be open to hearing the message. And if I disagree with the message, I'm going to explain to you why I disagree with your message. But I hear and I see your perspective and I understand. But here's my reasoning why.
Okay, what do you do when you tell them the reason why you feel that way, and then they turn around and give you more reasons why you're not that way? It's like you're fighting a never-ending battle.
Yeah, but see, here's the difference. I always try to make sure I understand where you're coming from. So my reason that I'm giving you is based on what you just said.
Okay.
If you said to me, I feel like you do X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to explain to you why I do X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to say, you know what? I can see that. I can understand why you would see it that way. But let me explain to you why I do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So it's not going to be a random thing. I'm listening for understanding, because I need to understand why you see me the way you see me. That's just something I've learned to do on my. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Welcome, honey. Me and Rick, I feel like actually we got deep in the conversation over here. I got lost just talking to Rick. But we're talking about, people, when you communicate, do you listen to what people are telling you? Are you listening for understanding? Are you listening just to respond and react to that person and get your next dig in, as opposed to really listening to what they're trying to convey to you?
I guess I need to start listening for understanding that. Because I probably, but I don't respond much. So I guess I do understand what they're saying. It's not gonna make sense to me, so
you just gonna do.
I blow it off.
You just gonna blow it off.
Majority of the time.
I can't just blow it off. I can't do that. I can't do that. This journey of self-reflection has got me like, I like to dig because I want to know. Let's see. Tara says, I think people do a little bit of both. Yes, I agree. People have a tendency to do a little bit of both. And that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. It really depends on what the subject is and how touchy you are on the subject.
Yeah.
And if it's a touchy subject, that's a difficult conversation if you're trying to tell somebody something different than what they believe, and it's a touchy subject. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's a hard one, which actually was another reason why I chose not to fight the battle. I had so many reasons why I chose not to fight that battle. And the funny thing to me was, this is my son-in-law. Hold on, I'm about to take this call and I'm gonna put him on speaker too. Hey, son-in-law.
Hey, Mama, I was trying to see if you passed out, but it sounded like you echo, so that means you working.
I'm actually on the show and I got you live. You on speaker because you calling me in the middle of my show.
I'm so sorry, I did not know.
What can I do for you, sir? People gonna be like, they're gonna be like, Terrio was on the show. I done said your name. You was on the show. But what can I do for you, baby?
Okay, I ain't gonna buy. I just wanted to make sure you was gonna be up within the next 20 minutes. I didn't know if you was gonna be up or not.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm here at the house. The gate is. Did I shut the gate back?
I don't think so.
I think it's open.
Okay.
All right.
I'll relay the message.
Okay. All right. Bye. He gonna trip out and be like, I'm gonna send you a recording of you on the show. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, we were talking about like if it's a touchy subject, and to me this was a touchy subject, and I just felt like it was. I valued the friendship, and I felt like it was a conversation a battle that I didn't want to fight.
Now, how are you gonna go about? Are you gonna eventually have to fight the battle?
No,
Okay.
no. I don't foresee me eventually having to fight that battle. I don't. I don't foresee it coming back around. Okay. I feel like it was laid to rest yesterday, and we're just gonna have to move forward. I feel like it was laid to rest. Yeah, I don't see it being a battle. Now, man, I wish it could have been a conversation. Oh my God, how much do I wish it could have been a conversation? But I felt like that conversation would have been a battle that I could not fight. Sherry says here, depending on the person, I think I avoid those conversations because it's a side I don't want them to see. Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% felt like that battle would have took me to a side, a part of me that I don't.
Okay.
And I didn't want to go there. And I felt like I was getting to that point. And that's not the person I want to be. And that's not, that would have been me in my waiting to react as opposed to listening for understanding.
Okay. Yeah.
And I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to do that. Because sometimes I feel like, have you ever met people that feel like everything in life is a competition?
Yeah.
And no matter what you say, they got to one up you. And I felt like that's what it would have been. And it would have went places that it didn't need to go. So it was best for me to walk away because that was definitely a person. I didn't want to see that side of them, and I don't want to see that side of me. And so I felt like that was the best. The best decision was to walk away and not fight that battle. It didn't. I keep saying, man, I wish I didn't have to. If I felt like, oh my God, if I felt like I could have had that conversation with them, and they actually heard what I had to say.
You don't think they would have heard it?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. No doubt in my mind.
Okay, well, yeah.
No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind whatsoever that they would not have heard it.
Yeah.
Just based on my experience with them, no, I don't believe. If I had and only because, hey Terry, welcome. Look at the family showing up. Because of, the show and me really wanting to focus on self-reflection and making sure I understand the other person's perspective. Like that's important to me. And then I always, if I'm disagreeing, I bet you that's the delivery that my son-in-law is sending to me. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to be right back. Go ahead and talk to him, Rick. Keep him going.
All right, y'all send me some questions. We got Terry, Sherry, and Tom. Well, I guess I can just sit and ramble. It's been a week. Okay, what you want to talk about, Tar? I tell you what I do need to do. Start wearing my glasses trying to read this. I saw it move, but I couldn't.
Was y'all? Yeah, I told Rick to talk to y'all.
Wait a minute. I moved, but then all of a sudden,
this hair is working my nerve. I just washed it, right? And then I'm gonna get back to it. I just washed it, so this is my fresh wash and go. And so right now it's hanging in my eyes. But when I tell y'all the shrinkage is real, you see how high it is up in the back? Look how long it is. Look at that. But it just gonna spring right on back up in there. Tara says, where are your glasses? Okay, so what was I saying before? Man.
You couldn't have a conversation because you...
Yeah, I felt like I couldn't have that conversation, and I really wish that I could have. But that's what I was saying. The show has gotten me where I really try to be open-minded about stuff. And so it wasn't the first time that we've had that same conversation. And so each time that we've had that conversation and it happens, I'll be like, okay, let me take a step back. Let me see if I can rephrase. Let me rephrase it. And so I'll try to come in a different direction with it. Because, sometimes people respond to you giving them you be the same message, but you give it in a different way. And so I would always try to give that message in a different way, but I would always get the same response, no matter how I tried to give the message. And so that's what led me to it's a no-win situation, and I don't see how I would be able to communicate. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, girl. I'm trying. I wanted to grow. I want to let it grow back so bad. Now, back when it was blonde, like my big blonde fro, when I did a wash and go, even when it dried, my front curls hung here. So imagine how they sitting here now. They hung here when they were dry. I never blew it out, so I don't know how big it really was.
You should have blew it out.
Oh no. But I'm trying to let it grow back. But yeah, so I try to be mindful when people are communicating something to me, or especially if you say something to me. What's the word I'm looking for? Especially if you say something to me that's about who I am as a person.
How do you take it did they say it without actually attacking your character? Because that's when I get kind of weird.
Well, see, you know what? Here's the thing about that. I really had to self-reflect. I really self-reflected before I made this decision, and I self-reflected deeply. Something that I have learned about myself is that I no longer, this journey of self-reflection has given me a whole new level of confidence, and I no longer allow other people's perception of me to define me.
Gotcha.
So regardless of what you tell me that your perception of me is, I want to get an understanding of why you see me that way.
Right.
And I'd be like, oh, okay. I can see it. I may not agree.
Yeah.
But I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. But I don't allow that to shape me, because I know who I am, and I'm confident in who I am. And I feel like I'm humble enough that if you tell me, that I can say, okay, you got a point. I have to admit you got a point. I can admit that. And I've done that before when people tell me something about me. I said, okay.
I've been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah. It makes a difference. And so in being able to do that, it's giving me a new level of confidence. I can hear it. I can take what you got to say. I hear you. I might not agree, but please help me to understand why you feel that way. Tell me how you came to that.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I'm not going to get mad at you. And a lot of times, people. That's how you figure out when people are saying stuff just to be mean, or they really are trying to convey something to you. Because if I say, okay, well, help me to understand. Tell me what it is that I did or I said that made you feel that way. And if you real about it, you can tell me exactly.
Yeah.
But if you just pulling at straws because you want to hit my ego,
Yeah.
you're gonna get defensive and you're gonna deflect the question. No, that ain't what I asked you. I asked you to tell me what it is. You know, help me to understand why you see me that way. What is it about me that gave you that perception?
Okay.
They can either defend it or they can't. But I'm not gonna come at you mean about it. I truly want to understand, and I'm gonna make sure. Okay, help me to understand. I want to understand. I'm not even gonna be aggressive because I'm not upset about it. Help me to understand why you perceive me that way. You can either explain it or you can't.
Yeah, because if it ain't really true, you ain't gonna be able to explain.
Right. But I tell you, here's what happens most of the time. Most people are poised for you to react.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to listen for understanding. That's how you diffuse a lot of things. Because see, I'm ready to listen for understanding. Tell me why you're so angry. What it is that I did to upset you.
See, if they mad, you're gonna make them even madder.
But I'm not gonna get mad with you.
No.
You can either explain your case, and then I'll be like, hey, I'm trying to get an understanding why you feel the way you feel. So you can't. Why you getting mad at me? Because I want to get an understanding of how you feel. That makes no sense.
But then all of a sudden, my face is gonna look like I really don't care. But I'm actually listening.
I'm listening. You're gonna get the same one to me, especially if you know all that extra. You doing all that extra emotional stuff, you're gonna get that same face to me. What is this? Terry says everybody's opinion shouldn't affect your life. 100%. 100%. You can't let everybody's opinions affect your life. However, I 100% agree. You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah.
You're entitled to it. I'm not going to stop you from speaking it. You can say whatever it is that you want to say. But that don't mean it got nothing to do with me. That's how you feel. I can't change how you feel. The only person that change that is you.
Yeah.
You either choose to change it or not. I can't make you change it. I can't ask you to be somebody that you don't want to be. So that's I think a lot of times that's what people we don't want to get an understanding. We want to react, we want to be aggressive, and we want to remember everybody think it's a competition. Everything about life is a competition.
Yeah. I mean, it's really I got friends that are like that. Everything.
Yes, everything. Everything is a competition.
And I'm like, I'm not in competition with anybody. I want you to win. You win, I win.
Exactly. Everything is a competition. If I say it's green and you gotta say no, it's blue green, and no, it's everything in life is not a competition. And so when I run into people like that, that's one of the I pick and choose my battles. Like that's a battle I choose not to fight. Like I could care less. I could care less. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not mad at you for it. You are 100% entitled to your opinion. However, I disagree. And I'm entitled to disagree. And I hate it when those people be like, I'm not going to argue with you. You're entitled to your opinion. Huh? Yeah. I'm not saying that you're not. You are 100% entitled to your opinion, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with it.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people miss. They want you to agree. And if you don't agree, then you're wrong. I don't have to agree with your opinion.
No.
I can be accepting of your opinion. I can accept it. You got the right to it. Got the right to mine. We can agree to disagree. That's my favorite saying. How about we agree to disagree? Because you're not going to change my mind.
No.
You're not going to change my mind. I believe what I believe. But I am the type, depending on who it is, it depends on who it is, I will stop in my tracks if they say to me, Karen, you made me feel some type of way. Like I said to you, you and Eric, but somebody say to me, what you said made me feel. And if I care about you and I care enough, then I'm going to stop so that I can listen for understanding of why you feel the way you feel. Somebody else, I might be like, I don't give a fuck what you say. Take that on somewhere. Take that on. I don't even know you. Okay. You take that on somewhere. I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
I got enough stuff to work on.
We all have to work on that. And that's why I wanted to do this show. Y'all make sure y'all share this show. Because communication, that is the key. If you're not listening for understanding, you're never going to be able to communicate. If you're so busy shutting that other person down, especially because if you think you know them better than they know themselves, we done already made decisions for them because we think we know them better. Then they mad because you done made a decision for them. Listen. We don't listen for understanding. And when we don't listen for understanding, we miss out on so much. Mm-hmm. So much. And how many times have you done something, you've been going back and forth with a person, then when you finally do decide to listen, you'll be like, I've been trying to tell you that for the longest. Been telling you the same thing over and over and over and over. And see, now that's me. That's my problem now. I done got to the point, I can't keep telling you the same thing.
No, I'm not doing it.
We're not going to keep having the same conversation. And you still not getting it because you're not listening for understanding. You're listening to react. So you can find some type of way to tell me that I'm wrong. And that's what people do. We listen to react. We don't listen to understand. And so how can you really move forward in any relationship? And think about this. You can apply this to work, wherever, friendships, relationships, man, wife, you can apply it across the board. If you're not listening for understanding, then you're stunting the growth of that relationship. And one or the other is going to happen because somebody's going to get tired.
Yeah.
Somebody's eventually going to wake up and get tired and say, you know what, I'm tired of having this same conversation. But because we weren't willing to listen, to understand.
I hate when a woman says she's tired too.
Yeah, because us women, listen. Women bend over backwards to try to explain to y'all how we feel. And oftentimes I feel like men dismiss it because y'all just be like, she just being emotional. Ain't nobody got time for that. And you just dismiss it. But she's trying to tell you how you making her feel. And every time you dismiss that emotion, it gets even worse. And she's going to get even more emotional because now she feels like she can't even express herself to you. See, you have to think about that. Women are emotional, period, already. So every time when she tries to tell you something about how she feels and men dismiss it because y'all don't really understand emotion, y'all ain't too keen to it and you really don't want to deal with it. But okay. And then you just dismiss it on she being emotional. No, she's trying to convey something to you.
I've been working on a lot of things.
We all have to work on it.
But I mean, I've been closed off.
Listen, you ain't got to tell me. Terry says they're so focused on being right, they can't listen with understanding. That is very true. That is very true. But get this. It goes both ways because women do it too. Women do it too. The only difference is you guys don't typically express how you're feeling. And it is at the last minute when you out the door is when you finally, and then she don't have a clue, all because she's just been dismissing it. Yeah. It didn't matter. Because, you know, a lot of times in the relationships, it's about us. It's not about them. We don't give a damn about the man. It's all about the woman and what we want and what we need. And he's expected to cater regardless. That happens. It definitely goes both ways. But in this particular circumstance, from an emotional standpoint, when women are trying to convey, and I ain't talking about the ones that it just seem like every day she got every little bit of thing. I ain't talking about those. It's always a problem. I'm talking about especially, and I think what gets women the most, and I can only give this from my perspective, what gets them the most is I'm trying to tell you how I feel, and you try to tell me no. And then especially if I keep telling you the same thing over and over and over. Like, dang. And you ain't getting it. You don't get it. Those are the ones that I'm saying you need to listen to. She keep telling you the same thing.
Yeah.
You can't just keep dismissing it as she's being emotional. No, there's a reason why she's continuously telling you the same thing. Now, on the flip side of that, I have to say to the ladies, I'm confused on why you would even stay in a relationship where you have to continue to tell that man the same thing. And if he's dismissive of how you feel, why would you want to be with somebody like that? And that goes vice versa, same way.
It does.
Why would you even want to be in a relationship where that person doesn't even care enough to listen to how you feel?
Because I know a couple dudes that I think they're overly emotional, but
Oh, I know some men. Let me tell you. Don't get me started on those overly emotional men. I can't do it.
I can't reach the internet right now.
I'm not that type. I can't do it. I can't do the overly emotional male. And I think I've said this on the show before, because I've been taking care of people for so long. Like the minute he make me feel like I gotta take care of him, I'll be like, this ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work. Hey Ed, I see Ed came in. Said absolutely, he popped in. Yeah, overly emotional men and me don't work. I'm not ready to be emotionally responsible for somebody else.
yeah, that's rough. I mean, even man, I don't. It's gonna take me some time.
Listen, and speaking of that, emotionally responsible for someone else, I had a conversation with a young lady about this, and I asked the question, and I never really got the response that I was looking for, the answer, the response to my question, but I let it slide. But we were talking about relationships. And I had, matter of fact, and this goes because I had a very similar conversation with a woman in Vegas. And I think I mentioned it on the show, where the lady in Vegas was saying that her stance was that she was insecure in herself, and she didn't feel like she was beautiful or something. It made her self-conscious when other people complimented her. I can't remember exactly how she put it. And she said, and she was like, yeah, and I was talking to my girlfriends, and she was like, and they were like, well, you know whose fault that is. And I was like, no, whose fault is it? And she said, they were like, it's my husband's fault because he don't tell me I'm beautiful enough. And I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. And so in this conversation with the young lady, she said that she had said, to her friend, you don't tell me I'm pretty enough. You don't tell me that I'm beautiful. I need you to tell me these things. And so I I said, because I'm all about self-reflection.
Yeah.
And so I said, can I give you a different perspective on that? And she was like, yeah. And I said, that's almost like making someone responsible for your insecurity, is the word that I use. And she said, no, I'm not insecure. I'm not insecure. No, it's not about that. I'm not insecure. And I said, then why do you need for them to tell you that? And so she was like, well, maybe need was the wrong word. And so she kept searching for a different analogy for it. And I said, no, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. And so she never really, because I really wanted, and I can't remember if later, but I really wanted her to see, like, if you didn't need it, you wouldn't ask, what's your reason? If it's not a need, why do you want? Like, what's your reason that you feel like that they need to tell you that?
That's a good question.
Like, ladies, even gentlemen and guys, like, listening for understanding, okay? What's your reason that you feel like it's a requirement? And I've heard, and don't get me wrong, because I've heard other women say that. I need him to tell me I'm beautiful every day. I need him to tell me I love, and he didn't say he loved me, and he didn't say I was beautiful. He didn't notice that I had different hairstyle. He didn't notice these different things. Why do you need that? And if you're saying, okay, no, I don't need it, I just want it. Okay, well, why do you want that? What's your reason that you want it?
I can't even answer that.
Whether it be a want or a need, what's your reasoning?
Maybe they need to hear. I'm sure they hear from other places though.
To me, and this is just my perspective. Tara says that's a lot to put on a man. A woman should feel comfortable in her own skin. I agree. That kind of, to me, goes back to, I can't expect you to love me if I don't love myself.
Right.
How can I tell you how to love me if I don't know how? I don't even know how to be loved. I don't know what love is. Those type of things. To me, to need someone to tell you that is a sign that you're insecure about something. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say what it is, but you're insecure about something that you need for someone else to tell you. Now, don't get me wrong. I love when a man tell me I'm beautiful. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be complimented. I love it when a man tells me. But you ain't got to tell me, because I know I'm beautiful. Every morning when I wake up and I look in the morning, that little sign I saw somebody had, it said, good morning, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Good morning, beautiful. Okay? I know I'm beautiful. But I love it when you tell me as well. But I'm not going to require it. Good. Because now that I've made it a requirement, the other person is kind of like, man, that's a lot of responsibility. I got to make sure that this person knows that I think they're beautiful.
And what if I don't tell them one day? I'm just... Right,
and now I got to worry about how they're going to react if I forgot to tell him his muscles look good this morning. Is he going to be mad? Now I got to worry about, oh my God, is the sky about to fall?
His wife will tell him.
It says here, as a man, I feel like if I'm with you, you're all of that. I 100% agree with you, Ed. And that's how I am too. If I made that decision and I chose you, then obviously, like, I shouldn't have to tell you. You should be able to tell from my actions. I ain't got to say it in words. My actions tell you I think you're beautiful. My actions tell you that I love you. My actions tell you all of these things. So if you're not, I can't say listening. Maybe that's paying attention for understanding.
Right.
We all about understanding tonight. if you're not paying attention to those actions, then you're missing the communication
Right.
that he's giving. And that's a lot of times an issue because men and women communicate differently. Men are about action, and I said that several times. Y'all action all day long, but we listening for words of affirmation. And that was her. He's doing things. He's there. You know that man. You know that man think you fine. Sometimes I like to watch. My favorite part is to catch a man when he just be looking at you. And you be like, "What you looking at me for?" You be like, "Yeah." Then you know,
yeah.
I ain't got to ask you. You know what? I know what you're looking at, and I know you're enjoying. Your eyes have seen something that you enjoy. But women like words of affirmation. That's the reason why she said, "What you looking at?" Because she wants you to tell. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear it. We want to hear it. But to make it a requirement is a little different to me.
Yeah.
And to me, that says that may be something within you that you might need to think about. Why is it that you require somebody to do that? And as Ed said, as a man, that's the whole reason why I'm there. If I wasn't attracted and thought, I'm not going to be there, you know, and doing the things that they typically do. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of women. I know a lot, not just her. And so it is not just her. I know a lot of women who are like that. Ed says, yeah, we love to be caught too. I know y'all do. I know y'all do. And let me tell you, and I have to tell this story because, and I don't even know if I even told my daughter. But, both my oldest and my middle daughters got married in 2020, right? And so we were at the engagement photo shoot for the oldest. And we were at the hotel and she was in the chair getting her makeup done. And he was ironing his jacket because they were getting ready to get dressed or whatever. And I caught him like he was just entranced and just locked in a gaze staring at her. And that actually was the very first time when I saw like, okay, yeah, this man truly loves her. Like he was just in a trance looking at her like, oh my gosh, she's the most beautiful thing in the world to me. And so I like that when a man does that to you, that it says a lot when you catch them like that. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to tell me. I know. I see it. Matter of fact, I dressed for it. Like I know what he like. I dressed for you. Yeah. Like those different things. So I don't know. To me, and I don't know. To me, and that's just my perspective. That maybe is there something within that person? Does it go back to past relationships where maybe they've been cheated on and, now they like to know that he's in, or all of those different, I don't know.
I know a guy that told a woman exactly why he cheated. You don't take care of yourself. You don't do your hair. You don't do your nails.
Ooh.
And I was like, man, I know I've said some bad stuff, but man, when he hit her with that, I was like, it's like, wow, you didn't get stabbed in the chest?
Well, but, okay.
He told the truth, but I
mean. That's what I was
told his truth.
He told his truth. That definitely was an ouch. To say to someone, I cheated because you didn't maintain yourself. But then that goes back to whatever you did to get them. Yeah. You got to do to keep them. And if you was, got the nails done, hair done every 2 weeks type, and that's what he saw while y'all dating. And then after he got you, it was like, girl, what happened? I mean, hey, is it to a lot of people that be like, ooh, that's petty. But it's his truth.
He spoke it.
It's his truth. Regardless of how we feel about it, all day long, it was his truth. And then that goes back to listening to understand, because did he convey that to her before he decided to go cheat?
I don't think so.
See, now that's wrong if he didn't convey his unhappiness. But I mean, that is a difficult one. How do you tell somebody, look, girl, I mean, maybe he'd come in and say, you know what, I bought you a little gift certificate, go get your nails done, get your hair done. You know, then she'd be like, well, what you trying to say now, baby? I'm trying to take care of you. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't go down like that. It didn't go down like that. It's like, oh, man.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, communication is extremely important, and understanding what's important to the other person, because obviously that was important to him. It was important. It was important enough to him that he stepped out and cheated for it. You know what I'm saying? So that was his truth.
Yeah.
Some people may say that's petty as fuck.
No, I even think it's petty.
I mean, that's petty as hell. You keep your head. But listen, fellas, and y'all see, I really don't. You know what? I sexy librarian. At least I did do a little off the limit. I got off the shoulders today, but I got the natural going with the glasses on. I'm gonna learn to get cute for y'all one day. But when a man see me, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And so you ain't got no level of expectation that, I mean, I'm over here swinging power tools. So we're not going to the nail shop and get nails on and come over here and do a project. That's not who I am. And so, yes. Hey, everybody is checking in. Oh, Deanna checked in. Yes, communication is everything. Communication is the key to so many different things. But while you're communicating, if the other person is not listening to understand, if you're not trying to really understand what that other person is communicating to you, there is no communication.
No, you're right.
There is no communication. None whatsoever, because it doesn't matter what the other person is saying, because you're not listening. All you want to do is react and respond and go tit for tat, because everybody thinks the world is a competition.
Yeah, see, when I communicate, I'm working on using I have to find the right words, because my words can be like really ugly sometimes. I'm saying exactly how I feel.
Yes.
But I just have to take other people's feelings into consideration.
I had to learn that about myself, that I can't just say, it just can't come out. I have to take a step back.
Yeah.
I'm even like that when I'm typing an email. I have to back. No, can't say that.
I mean, just the other day.
Backspace, delete. Yeah, can't say it that way. Let me. Yes. No. Yeah. And so I might write that email about 4 or 5 times until I feel like it's not coming across aggressive, because I know I can. Man, I can cut.
No. Let me call. Can I call you on Teams? No. Don't do it. Don't do it. I get up and walk. I have to.
Ooh, I hate that. I hate those Zoom and team calls, but
I hear it. I'll be like, I don't even answer.
I have to be mindful of that. Listen, you see, I got an old logo cup. Every time I go somewhere with my girlfriend and I take my cup, I always leave my fucking cup in her car. Every single time. And I left the cup in the car again.
I walked off and left mine on the table.
Ed says he does not want to be in competition with his mate ever. Me either. Me either. It should not be a competition. Definitely. Tara says, oh my God, I hate it too. Yeah, it should not be a competition. We should be able to have a conversation and communicate without you trying to one-up me or me one-up you. Like, it's not a competition. It's about listening to understand why you feel the way that you feel. But if I feel like it's gonna be a competition, we're not even gonna have a conversation because I'm not gonna waste my time. Because I already know how you gonna respond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna waste my time. What did I say? As a woman, we're not gonna keep telling you the same thing over and over.
It's like talking to your kids.
Over. Like I'm not gonna do it. I don't. That to me is something that's something I don't get and I don't understand. When people stay in those type of situations. And you've been together 20 years and you've been complaining about the same thing over and over for 20 years, waiting for it to change. Well, baby, when do you think things gonna change? If it ain't changed by now, it ain't gonna change. And so therefore, why are you continuing to waste your energy? Oh, we're at an hour. You don't know how I do when I get to talking. Well, why are you continuing to waste your energy over and over saying the same thing? That's almost like, I don't know why, and whether it be male or female, he or she keeps cheating on me. I don't know why.
You keep taking them back. Shit.
You keep taking them back because they know that they can.
Yeah.
Like, I'm confused on why you feel the need to keep having that same conversation. Why are you still having that conversation with that person on why are you cheating on me? I'm confused on why you're still in that relationship. Like, that makes no sense to me. Where we doing that at? So that's when I tell you, when I run into people like that and they come, you can't keep coming to me complaining about the same thing. You talk about your relationship. Woo! And every time girl, let me tell you something. We're not going to keep having this conversation because ain't nothing going to change. No. You ain't going to change and he ain't going to change. People do what you allow them to do.
Exactly.
And as long as you allow it to continue to happen, then they know that it's okay for me to continue to do it. She ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing. Because let's be clear, it goes both ways. Women do it too. I know a lot of them who do it too. and the funny, and I say this all the time, y'all, and I truly believe this, that do I know it's true or not? Good night, Terry. Are you telling me to get off? I am about to get off here. We are past time. But, and I don't know if it's true or not, but this is just my perspective. Women cheat more than men. Mm-hmm. They're just better at it. They're better at covering their asses and hiding what they do, but quick to out the man. That's why, focus always on men cheating. Men, he cheated. But she probably had. Terry said no. Yes, it's true though. It's true. They just better at it. Mm-hmm. We got our story lined up. Our girlfriends, that network of support is stronger than the man's. See, you done told your boy to lie for you, and he done forgot. Yeah. And he done got drunk, and then she called and she like, damn. But no, and let me tell you, and even our girlfriends may not even know that you out doing wrong, but he called and said, hey, I'm looking for so-and-so. Oh, yeah, she just left, went to the store. She be back, blah, blah, blah. We covered it. And then go call. Your nigga just called me looking for you. Where your ass at? Girl, next time tell me if you need me to cover your ass. Got me over here something that don't even know what the hell to say. See, our network be tight. And then what Nick, how you gonna tell me I'm lying? You called my friend out of the blue. So now I'm gonna call you. Yeah, you was looking for me. I'm on my way to the store. Same story she just told. Yeah, just left the store. Did you need something? We gonna have it together.
His dumb ass gonna be like,
damn. Well, I'm sorry that I
if he had to call your girl looking for you, he know you cheating. He know something.
It don't matter, but you ain't got no proof because your girl just lied. So now it's our word against his. You ain't got no proof till you show me proof, nigga. It's your word against mine. You ain't got no proof. Yeah, our network is strong. Y'all men, y'all don't hold strong. Y'all fall apart. You don't keep the lie rolling.
You hit me when I.
Yeah, you done let it come out and you done forgot the lie. Yeah, you done forgot the lie. Now us, we got our shit together. The girls, the network, we on the call. Do whoever. Do we need to do a Zoom, a conference call? We're gonna bring everybody and sound like we all in the same room. Yeah. Okay. I told you we was with the girls. Don't do us. We just better at it. But let me get up here. I'm telling secrets. Now the men gonna be like, mm-hmm. I was watching KO. Your girlfriend lied to you. Oh, and Ed says, unfortunately, we have no true network. They do.
Sure
Yes. Yes. Us women, man, our network be deep. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Our network is deep and loyal until you make somebody mad, then they won't tell all your business. So you got to be careful who you your network, because you don't want to make them mad if she tell all your business. But we got all our ducks in a row. All out of teamwork. Yes. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes. The women we got our team together, and they all gonna cover. And when it finally come out, and he be like, you been cheating all this time? All the girlfriends know. They done been on dates. They been hanging out. They been chilling. He done went to the movies with them. Like, they done kicked it with him and his boys. Yeah. Like, yeah, all our girls know. And they sit back every time y'all had the cookout, we had the cookout like, girl, he gonna catch your ass one day. You're like, no, shh. And we be sitting there, girl, because we was.
We over there drunk playing dominoes and spades and shit. All over there laughing.
Yeah. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you how bold women are, and then I'm going to get off of here, y'all. I'm going to close with this. I'm going to tell you how bold women are. I got a girlfriend that took me to a cookout. I didn't know where I was going. She took me to the Nick Rose house to him and his wife's cookout.
See.
I said, bitch, what? I said, see, you wrong. Sat there, ate their food, drank their liquor, hung out. At the house. We cookout. Because didn't nobody know.
I'd have been so nervous. Man, I wouldn't even been able to eat.
I couldn't have did it. I said, are you for real? I couldn't have did it. Women do more. We just better at it.
Yeah.
Just better at it. And can't nobody, I wait on somebody to convince me otherwise. I'm sorry. I'm firm in that one. Yeah. That'd be one of them. I'm not even listening to understand, because I ain't.
You're right about that.
But all right, y'all. I'm going to get off here because I'm telling all ladies' business. I'm so sorry, ladies. Don't y'all be mad at me because I told all our business. But thank y'all for joining me tonight. I was just in the mood for popping on. I didn't even promo the show, but I wanted to get on here tonight anyway. Like, I can't wait to finish out my studio and get all the pictures and everything done and let you guys see the finished product. It says scary as hell. Yes, It is scary. I'm sorry. Let me stop telling our business, though. I'm going to stop telling these ladies business. But I'm going to get off of here, y'all. And I may do a cocktails with KO Sunday. I don't know. Y'all know cocktails with KO is always when I'm in the mood. And I just kind of pop on. But y'all have a good rest of your Friday night. Me and Rick going to get off of here and get chilling. Thank y'all for joining me. And please like and share if you enjoyed the conversation. Because I want people to stop and think. You got to listen for understanding and stop listening to react. Yes. Like, communication is key. And you're not communicating if you're not listening to understand. But I'm going to get off of here, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your Friday.